Second verse of Shikshastakam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Durdaiva Midrusham Iha Jani Na Anuragaha. Oh Lord, from your side there is absolutely no problem because you have invested, there is unlimited potency in each of your names and you have invested all your potencies in this holy name of the Lord. But the problem is from my side, Durdaivam. So what is that misfortune? That I don't have humility, I don't have tolerance, I don't respect others. I'd expect a lot of respect for myself. So he is telling that very clearly. And anybody who has these four things, if this Durdaiva is not there, if I cultivate these four things, then there is Sudaiva, there is great fortune, and that is Kirtaniya Sadahari. I'll always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So of which Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that one should string this verse around the holy name of the Lord, around his neck, on the holy name of the Lord. So holy name is the invisible thread, and on this, these four qualities will be visible, just like in our beads also. The string is not visible, but the beads are visible. So these are the four beads, the whole thing. And inside there will be holy name. So the devotee who has these four qualities, he'll be always chanting inside. Externally also he'll be seen sometimes, but otherwise internally he'll be able to chant because mind is very pure. Remembrance of the Lord is continuous. Malina Haileman Nahi Krishnera Smaran. When the mind is contaminated, one just can't think of Krishna. The mouth may chant Hare Krishna, but mind is contaminated, so mind cannot think of Krishna. But when the mind is not contaminated, rather it is pure through this humility, tolerance, always respecting others, not expecting respect, then one can always chant the holy name of the Lord. And we find in all this also, the humility is the most important because humility, as Prabhupada defines, not to be anxious to have derived satisfaction of being honored by others. We want honor from others, and we are always, that gives great satisfaction. And for getting that great satisfaction, we are so much anxious. For satisfaction, to be peaceful, we are peaceless. So it's a irony, it's a kind of contradiction. But we strive for that, but it is not good. So humility is the consistent quality in all the Vaishnavas, all throughout. We can see that. Like when Durvasa Muni came and he was invited, he was very nicely welcomed by Ambrish Maharaj. But then when he went to take bath, and meanwhile here the fast breaking time was coming closer, then king took little water. Durvasa in his meditation understood, became very wild. He came back, he uprooted a bunch of hair from his head, dashed it on the ground, and released one fiery demon on Ambrish to kill him. Such small, not even fault, that was appropriate thing according to scriptures. According to Karma Kanda and other things, Ambrish Maharaj was wrong. But according to Bhakti Shastras and all other Parodharma, he was perfect because he was not selfish. He was doing it for the benefit of his citizens. So then he tried to attack, but rather he was only in trouble. Sudarshan Chakra of the Lord chased after him. He had to go from Brahmalok to Shivalok and all the way to Vaikuntha. Lord Narayan also denied. He had to fall at the lotus feet of Ambrish. But for this one full year that he was, Durvasa Muni was running here and there, what was Ambrish Maharaj doing? He was fasting. And he was feeling very bad that my guest is so much in trouble. Just imagine if we would have been in the place of Ambrish Maharaj. We would have been sponsoring feast after feast. Maybe for all 365 days we would have sponsored feast. Actually, we would have taken feast. My enemy is in great trouble and I should relish this period. But Ambrish Maharaj was feeling so bad and he did not eat only for one full year. And only when Durvasa Muni came back, when he begged forgiveness, Ambrish said, there is no fault of yours, it's my fault. And then he fed first Durvasa Muni. Though Durvasa Muni is saying that Ambrish, you eat first. But Ambrish Maharaj said, no, you eat first. How humble Ambrish Maharaj. So much opulence. We can learn from him, despite having material opulences, how to be very humble. He had the beauty, he had the wealth, he had education. What not he had? He had all the opulences, and to great extent. Our opulences, as we discussed yesterday, are insignificant, but he had all these opulences in great degree. But then he was not at all proud, rather he was very humble. In the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also he reveals when he was Nimai Pandit, around 14 years old, when Keshav Kashmiri, Digvijay Pandit came to Navadvip with the sole goal of defeating all the Pandits, learned scholars of Navadvip. And the children told Nimai Pandit that Guruji, you know what? Great scholar has come. He has defeated all the different, so many great scholars all over India, and he is going. He has defeated the kings. Kings have become his disciples. He has got half of their kingdom. He has got golden chariots. He has got horses, elephants, and camels, and so many ministers and many others are his disciples. They walk. It looks like a royal procession only. Then, through all that description, Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit understood that this fellow is very proud of his scholarship and his being Digvijay, who has conquered all the 10 directions. So that time Mahaprabhu says one very wonderful verse, which Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat says, Phalavanta vrukshara gunavanta jan namrata se tahara swabhava anukshan. The tree is laden with nice ripe fruits and people with very nice good qualities. They always are humble. Namrata se tahar, humility is there. Swabhav, characteristic. Anukshan, kshan after kshan, moment after moment. Every moment they are very humble. So this is very, very important. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that see how very soon Krishna will smash his pride. Krishna doesn't like pride. He gives example like Ravan, Kumbhakarna, Kartavirya Arjun, so many kings who had been very powerful, but they were very proud and their pride was smashed by the Lord. Just see how this scholar's pride also will be very soon be smashed by Krishna. And that Krishna is none other than he himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who smashed him. So we should be very humble. Externally we may say things in a very humble way, but internally we feel very proud of Janma Ishvara Shuddha Shrivi, and that's why we get smashed in chanting. Anybody who is free from this pride, anybody has humility, as much as one is humble, that much one is tolerant also. How much can we tolerate the things, that will decide how humble we are. So anybody who has these four characteristics, he can very peacefully, not only during chanting, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hear it, relish it, and keep on chanting. So that is the characteristic. So we need to have these four qualities very much. This is very important verse for all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So let us try to humbly plead to the Lord to be able to take shelter of His holy name. Lord has come very wonderfully, very mercifully in the form of His holy name. But if we exhibit humility, truly feel, then Lord will be ours only. Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Let us offer our respectful obeisances and all the devotees of the Lord who are like desire-fulfilling trees, oceans of mercy, and are very compassionate to the fallen conditioned souls. Svancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha